with the flow.
Can't forget about Coach Bergen. Of course. And if you don't got Coach Bergen, you ain't got shit.
What's up, Coach Bergen here, and welcome to the Coach Bergen Show. This is episode 34. Our guest today, TK O'Dean. There we go.
Man.
How are you?
Good, man. How are you?
Oh, living the dream.
Yeah, I feel you.
So this is the first thing that comes to mind that I want to ask you.
Mm-hmm.
I see that you wrestle with a mask, and then I've also seen you wrestling without a mask, like on your profile. So which one do you usually do?
So this is the general concept of the mask, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you kind of have to think about it as the Jim Carrey movie, The Mask.
Yeah.
Where one time, like in one day, he's just normal Jim Carrey, he's just his character, and then when he puts on the mask, he's a whole different human being. So that's kind of the concept of the mask, to where if I'm in the ring and I'm facing an opponent and I feel like I have to go to that extra mile, I will wear that mask because it feels like it gives me that extra.
Okay, gotcha. But you're still the same wrestling persona, not two different characters, right?
Nope, same wrestling persona, same person.
Okay, just sometimes you have a mask, sometimes you don't.
Yep. The only time I wear the mask is like Finn Balor, like when he brings out the demon, something like that.
Okay,
yep.
Gotcha. All right, so now that we got that one, what got you started with pro wrestling?
Oh man, family, honestly. Being around my family at a young age and them, watching wrestling. I'm from the Bronx originally, so just having to sit there and just watch my family just be so lively in tune with it. It just kind of generally made me a fan. And then I did the wrestling toys started to happen, the wrestling buddies, the wrestling belts. Eventually I got to that age to where I didn't know if it was possible or not to become a professional wrestler. So I just kind of lived my life, enhancing my resume until one day a couple of guys walked into McDonald's. I was just at the counter wearing my Shawn Michaels shirt, and they were just like, "Hey, we're going to a wrestling school." And I was like, "All right, here's all the money in my pocket. Take it, and we just move forward from there." Um, I believe that was back in December of 2020, towards the end. So moving forward until then, I became probably the best version of myself, becoming a professional wrestler during that time.
Okay, awesome. So when the world was opening back up was when you started.
Yes.
Cool. Awesome. So that's about 5 years, almost 6 years now. Wait,
yes.
5 years. 5 years. We're at 5, not 6 yet. There'll still be
almost there. Still
9
got
months.
Some time.
Yeah, still be a long time. So how many matches have you had? Would you say?
I want to say I've probably had about 30, maybe 40 matches.
Okay.
A lot of them I probably lost, honestly, not gonna lie, but a lot of them had a lot of learning experience in them. I really, a lot of people say they count on the wins and loss ratio and everything. I believe that's a true statement. You should count those, but within this business, I feel like as long as you put on a show for the fans and they leave happy, I feel like you've done your job. And if it gets over, it gets over.
Right. And, not to say that these guys didn't have more wins than losses, but if somebody like Shawn Michaels or Stone Cold or, whoever were to have, a lot of losses, it really doesn't even affect them.
It doesn't.
Because of the fact that they're still who they are.
Exactly.
And they're still that star.
Exactly. It's about how you carry yourself outside of that, outside of the ring, outside of the business. If they see that, you're not portraying who you are in the ring and you're portraying someone that's genuine, then, all that, it'll just come to you in full.
Okay. Awesome. So what has been your favorite match you've had so far?
I want to say my favorite match. Oh, there's so much. I would say Nick Sullivan facing Nick Sullivan.
Okay. Why is that?
Because the dynamic of it. I was just barely coming into the game, so I was like it was my second match coming in, and it was for One Up Pro Wrestling when it was just started bringing in some traction. So they just seen me and they were like, oh yeah, okay, we're gonna put you against him. And then I looked at him, I looked up his profile, I'm like, oh my god. And I remember like the initial like first reaction was like, I gotta face him. That's like, I don't even think I want to be a professional wrestler anymore. So, so I actually got to meet him, and one of the nicest guys I've ever met. One of the dopest dudes. Definitely gave me a lot of advice. He made sure that I was safe in the ring. Definitely just a good mind to have next to you while you're trying to perform or trying to entertain these fans. And like I said, just the dynamic of the match, me being like generally my height and him being this like swole big dude, it kind of like gave the fans like, oh, he's gonna crush him, he's gonna crush him, oh, he may have a chance, oh, he crushed him.
Mm.
But it gave that fans that roller coaster. So I feel like that was like my favorite match, psychology wise, you know.
Okay. So I almost am thinking of like Spike Dudley or Rey Mysterio,
Mm-hmm.
like the smaller guys that would still be very capable.
Yes.
You know? Awesome. All right. So, do you have any favorite storylines that from your wrestling career?
Yes, actually. Zach Strings, one of my closest friends actually. We came into the business together. My second day was his second day. So when we first came into the business, we were initially a tag team called the Wave Riders. Our trainer SOG Ronnie Ribs gave us that name. Shout out all of them.
Mm-hmm.
But initially heading into that storyline, me and him were kind of like yin and yang in the ring. We were like, it was like Naruto and Sasuke. Like who's the better athlete in the ring. So it was always a competition between me and him. And then moving forward into our careers, it would literally just be me and him just in the school training as professional wrestlers. And then I would leave, probably take some months off. He'll be there by himself. And then he'll leave, I'll come back. And then like we'll come back together and it'll just be like, all right, what'd you learn? And then we would just kind of clash together. And uh, at the time, I believe it was 2022. UWE had this show called UWE Ultimate, and Zach at the time his name was Z Wu, and at the time he was working with Ben Min and his faction in Immortal, so he was gaining a lot of traction throughout the upstate New York region. So and fairly as myself, me coming up as like the only African American wrestler in my city, it was just known for me to become I'm a professional wrestler now. Like what's gonna happen next? What's gonna happen next? So those two trains clashing together kind of made for just an amazing story.
Mm.
So they finally booked it. They said, all right, you guys are gonna go against each other now. It was like 3 4 years in, or yeah, 3 years in the making of me and him teaming, and plus being rivals together within training. And then finally when the match happened, it was just like gold to me. I feel like it could have been better, don't get me wrong, I feel like it could have been better, but definitely one of the best rivals I've ever had, because like you can't, like, when you have chemistry in a ring with
Mm.
somebody.
Yeah. And then because it sounds like you're not actually rivals too, so it made it probably more fun and a lot less pressure
Yes,
because you
yes,
guys, you're close, you're training
yes.
together, and awesome. All right. So so when you were tag team, did you ever win any championships, or was it just okay?
Actually, so fun fact, I've only won one championship out of my 5 year career, and it was the hardcore lucha libre WTW hardcore lucha libre championship, and it was in Delaware. Unfortunately, I couldn't make my booking, so I had to relinquish the title.
Mm.
But that's probably the goal now, is just to try to gain some championships underneath my reigns.
Okay, cool. So what do you have in the works for 2026?
Oh man. Oh, there's so much. I definitely want to go back in time, travel back in time, and try to finish some unfinished business with a couple of companies. So definitely want to go back and do that, especially with High Ground Pro Wrestling out in Pennsylvania. Definitely want to go back to them and definitely see what the new talents looking like, what the old talents looking like, and definitely show them a new landscape of TKO Dean. But right now, I would say I'm training right now. I'm really trying to fall in love with the business again. Really trying to grasp everything that I can learn in my arsenal. Right now, I'm in the Bronx, so there's a training school out here called oh my God, they're gonna World Wrestling Extreme. World Wrestling Extreme out here in the Bronx. Shout out Chris Angel. Definitely one of the dopest schools I've ever been to. Prior to the one that I went to back in upstate, but definitely dope people. They push you to your core. Um, I feel like, being around them is gonna get me is gonna bring me into a better aspect of being a professional wrestler. So I definitely want to see what that story holds for me. You never know, So definitely want to travel that, and then like I said, there's just so many other promotions that I want to get to. I want to get to Georgia. I want to get to. I want to go back to Delaware. I want to go back to Philly. I just want to travel a lot. That's really the main thing. Travel a lot, make some more bookings.
Okay. Let's circle back like 30 seconds. Did you say shout out Chris Angel?
Oh yes, sir.
Okay. Is that like the magician?
No, no, oh, no, no, man. One of the smartest minds in this business, man. I'll tell you the truth. Chris Angel is one of the owners of World Wrestling Extreme. Definitely a great dude. Gave me a lot of great advice. Told me to always, keep showing yourself. Make sure that you keep being confident in who you are. So definitely, I have a lot of big respect for him. Definitely a dope wrestler too.
Okay. All right. Cool. I just wanted to make sure because
Yeah.
just wasn't lining up in my mind.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, if I'm thinking it, there's probably going to be other people listening that are like, oh, he trains with Chris Angel, the magician.
No,
So that's why
not
he's such a good wrestler because he
It
learns
would
how
be
to
cool
disappear.
though. It would be cool.
Yeah. But all right, cool. So, um, when you were growing up, did you have any favorite wrestlers?
Oh yes. Growing up, I used to watch The Rock a lot. Definitely for his promos. Grew up on Scotty 2 Hotty, X Pac, DX X Pac.
Yep.
I grew up on what's his name? Oh God, Paul London and Brian Kendrick.
Yep.
Grew up on a lot of like old school high flyers. AJ
Okay.
Styles.
Yeah. AJ Styles has been around for a long time, but
Yes.
he only started with WWE like pretty recent, like 5 years ago, tops, maybe
I want to
10.
say he started. AJ debuted, I want to say in 2016, I believe. I'm
Okay.
really not for sure. I think it was the 2016 Royal Rumble against Roman in the
Okay.
beginning. But
Gotcha.
yeah, AJ's been in it for years though. I think he first started
He was
off
in
in
TNA.
TNA. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep, he got
He,
established in TNA, went to New Japan, then came back, and then went to WWE. So definitely, like, that's the career that that's probably the one of the biggest WWE superstars that I follow right now is AJ Styles.
mm. I recently rewatched the movie Ready to Rumble, and AJ
Hmm.
Styles actually makes a cameo in it.
I didn't know that.
He's
Really,
one of the wrestlers in it. Yeah.
really.
Yeah, I kid you not. I like he's one of the wrestlers in the ring at one point where there's a giant brawl, and I think that they're all fighting King. And
The
it's
big Hell in
like
a Cell, right?
it might not even be in the cell part yet. It might have just been in the ring where he's first getting beaten down and
Mm.
like and it's like he wasn't planning on that happening, but then all these other wrestlers start like jumping
Yes.
in. Um, and then
I
he
did not
loses
know
his
that.
title and
Wow.
whatever. But yeah, it I watched it maybe like a month ago, and then I was like, oh shit, that's AJ Styles.
No, now I
And
gotta rewatch it.
yeah, yeah. But that's probably the one of the only wrestling movies that I could, say has been successful. I mean, The Wrestler, I guess, is the only other one that's been like a name. But
As far as like movies,
as far as movies, yeah, wrestling movies, I
I,
can't think of any other ones that have been like
well, you got The Condemned with
massive.
Stone Cold Steve Austin.
You got which one?
The Condemned.
The Condemned. Oh, I
Yeah.
haven't seen that one.
Oh, that's a good one with Stone Cold Steve Austin when he gets trapped on an island and he has to kill everybody else to escape the island.
But I mean wrestling movies, not
Oh,
movies with
wrestling
a wrestler.
movies. Oh,
Yeah.
oh.
Yeah, like movies based upon wrestling and like the career or whatever, not documentary style, but like storylined and whatever. Because the only other one that comes to my mind is the Fighting with My Family, which I
Yeah,
think
so
I saw on
Paige.
Netflix. But that's also based on a true story. and then Mickey Rourke, I think is his name, the old guy, Mickey Rourke. He's not like an actual professional wrestler, but he's like an actor, and he did a
Yes.
movie called The Wrestler. And
Yes, I know what you're talking about. Yes.
yeah, and that I think
Oh, we got The Rock too. The what's it called? The new one that he made, the Machine or something like that.
the Smashing Machine
The Smashing Machine.
as Mark Kerr, but that
Yes.
is MMA.
That's
That's not
MMA.
wrestling. Yeah, because Mark
Oh.
Kerr, I'm pretty sure, was one of the pioneers in MMA and
Okay.
like in
Okay.
the UFC. And
Mm.
so I think that's like because for like the TKO brand that owns UFC and
Yeah.
WWE, I'm pretty sure The Rock has some kind of higher up position like
Oh,
in that
definitely.
company. And so they so he, I don't know, whenever he decided he was going to make the film, he started making appearances with the UFC, and then,
Mm.
that started creating some more crossover and whatever,
Yep.
whatever. But I haven't seen The Smashing Machine. I've heard, good things.
I've heard good and bad.
Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha. I'm going to have to watch it, though, because
Yeah, me
Joe
too.
Rogan recommended it on his podcast. So,
Really, Joe Rogan.
Joe Rogan recommended it.
All right, whatever Joe
So,
Rogan says, you got to do. So
yeah. Yeah. I mean, I feel like he's not going to steer me in the wrong direction.
No.
Or at least not intentionally.
Well, you never know with him.
Yeah. But I think more so it would be like if he was steering anyone in the wrong direction, it would be from someone misunderstanding what he's telling you or not understanding that he's joking.
True.
You know?
True. He's a very what's it called? He just has a crazy sense of humor.
Yeah. He's one of a kind, and that's why he is where he is today.
Yes.
Because nobody can duplicate him.
No.
But I'm gonna certainly try.
Hey man, best of luck, man. Definitely.
Yeah, but no, I mean, but I'm thinking of it, and he's had like over 2,500 podcast episodes.
Wow.
And a lot of them are like 2-3 hours long, and so that's thousands and thousands of hours right there.
Right.
But
that's just content.
It's so that's a lot to catch up to.
Mm-hmm.
But eventually, I would like to get there. It's definitely able to catch up if
LeBron
he stops.
can catch up to I forgot his name. Who broke the? See, that's how LeBron broke a whole streak score, and I can't even remember the other guy's name now.
Yeah, but I figure if I can get to 1,000 episodes, I can get at least a tenth of his audience.
I feel like I can get more. I believe in you. I believe in you.
But I'm setting my bar low, so that way anything above that is just like a bonus.
What's the Spider-Man quote that MJ says? I set myself up for failure so that way I wouldn't expect disappointment. Yeah.
Yeah. That's a good quote. I like that. I set myself up for failure so that way I can be happy with disappointment.
Yes.
All right. Yeah. No, that's about right. That's about where I'm at.
Accurate.
But of course I want to succeed. And I know eventually I will, and every episode gets me a little bit closer because I get to meet more and more people, and then they share my content, and then more people see it, and so it usually works out really well.
Have you ever did like actual like live shows in wrestling? Like you go to your live shows and do podcasts?
I haven't done that, but that might not be a bad idea.
Yeah.
To do a podcast at a live show, whether it's wrestling or MMA,
yes.
or anything, anything combat sports might not be a bad idea. I definitely, what I would like to see myself doing in the future. Do you know the show Kill Tony?
No, I don't.
Okay. Tony Hinchcliffe. You should watch it at some point. Tony Hinchcliffe. It's called Kill Tony. Mm-hmm. And so he's a comedian, and what he does for his show is he has like other guests on stage that are other comedians, and then what he'll do is people that he'll pick from a bucket get to come up. Usually they're other comics. They get to come up, and then they do like a 1-minute set. Mm-hmm. And then he'll talk to them about their 1-minute set. And, and then he just like, it's very humorous, honestly. And the way that he runs Kill Tony is like, he compares it to like how a WWE event would go because
Wow.
he's such a fan of pro wrestling. And so I'm surprised you haven't heard of Tony Hinchcliffe,
Mm.
but
Mm.
you know,
I'm gonna do my research.
it's worth checking out. And then, so one of the people that I take a lot more inspiration from stemmed off of his show
Okay.
because he came on as doing a 1 minute, his 1 minute, and then he became guest of the year after like a bunch more
Wow.
appearances. And so this guy is named Adam Ray, and he has a character so he does different characters, Adam Ray,
Hmm.
and one of them he acts as Dr. Phil. And so he has this show called Dr. Phil Live. And that's definitely another one to check out. Even if you don't watch Kill Tony,
Dr.
Dr. Phil
Phil
Live.
Live.
Yeah. And it's not the actual Dr. Phil. It's Adam
Right,
Ray.
right, right.
But he does the same, similar kind of concept where he'll have some people on stage and talk to them and, whatever. But he makes it very like, I don't know, over the top and charismatic, and it's
Just a
great.
lot of
So
charisma.
yeah. So that's kind of what I want to go for here, and then he'll have like fan related questions as well, but
Mm.
they're not really or fan submitted questions. They're like questions that either him or his team or ChatGPT or some shit come up with,
Oh,
and it's like ridiculous questions that you wouldn't normally ask in an interview, and usually they're just barely close enough to the actual thing that the person is like, I don't know. You should watch
it's
it.
just so much into it that like you just gotta
Yeah,
watch it.
yeah.
Dr.
I
Phil
I
Live.
I can't even do it justice trying to explain it honestly, but Dr. Phil Live, Adam Ray, and then Kill Tony.
Kill
Those
Tony.
are
Definitely doing my research.
yeah, yeah, um, yeah. So if you couldn't be a wrestler, what would you be doing?
So I actually am doing it now. I'm a childcare worker and
Oh,
a
okay.
registered behavioral technician, direct support professionalist. So I kind of just work with people with disabilities and learning dysfunctions.
Okay. So it's not one of those centers where you're getting millions of dollars and there's nobody there. It's like you're actually doing something,
Yes, yes,
like the
yes.
Somalians.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
yeah.
it's exact. So it's like I love wrestling. Don't get me wrong. Wrestling is probably the second love of my life besides my kids. But being in the real world and actually doing what you love to do and actually getting to pour the money that you work for into the business that you dream of doing, it's a whole different beast in itself.
Mm, for sure. And then actually working with people to help them get better and improve, the
Yes.
quality of their lives is probably more rewarding in a lot of ways too. You know.
Yes, definitely, definitely.
Um, all right, cool. So how did you get into that?
Well, it was when I first started having kids. When I had my firstborn, I didn't know how to be a father. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I did not know how to be a father. I was struggling. I was trying to figure out how to change the diapers, make the bottles, everything. Until one day I sat down and I said, I want to do this to the max. I want to, learn everything I need to learn about being a father. And I learned partial of it, but just moving forward, I fell in love with being a father. And then when the rest of my kids had came in, I just had seen that the dynamic that certain kids don't get the dynamic of a parent that they want growing up. So I definitely didn't want to be any other kid's parent, but I definitely wanted to be that figure to show them like there are good adults in this world. And I've met a lot of kids in this world who have definitely dealt with a lot of like harsh conditions, I want to say. So like definitely just bad in-home care. So seeing those kids the way they are and then working with them and then seeing how they are when they're done with the program, it's so fulfilling because they'll come back to you and they'll say, hey, look, I'm doing better, I have a job now. And I'm just like, oh my god, yes, thank
Awesome.
god.
Good.
So it's very fulfilling.
Good, because you're making the difference in their lives. And
Yes.
yeah, that's awesome.
Yes, funny story actually. 2021, I believe. I had a booking for a battle royal in Immortal, and I remember working for this company called the House of the Shepherds. They had all these they had an upper campus and a down campus. I All these little kids in the down campus, they all love wrestling. So when they found that I was a professional wrestler, I was like, oh yeah, man, I'll get you to a show. They ended up getting to the show, and when they got to the show and they seen me, it was like, so
Nice.
it's like having that there, being able to take your real life and integrate it with your dream life is, like I said, a whole different beast in itself.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that must have been incredible.
Yes, it was a good feeling. Oh my God, amazing feeling.
So speaking on dreams,
Hmm.
a big part of why I started the podcast
Hmm.
was because I created a film that I'm like, I guess trying to use this to help me network and get,
Hmm.
the story out there a little more. And so it's called Coma Dreams, which is why, dreams clicked in my mind.
Hmm.
But so 10 years ago, and this is the true story, 10 years ago, I was in a coma, and the doctors had told my parents that best case scenario, I would be in a vegetative state the rest of my life.
Wow.
I had all these crazy dreams while I was in it. I thought they were true when I woke up. And then when I did wake up, they brought me to a rehab center to teach me to walk again.
Wow.
On that first night there, the doctor said it was going to be a few months, probably a year before I made it back home. And I told them I would be home next week. He started laughing at me. He's like, I have no clue where you're getting that idea from. It's going to be at least a few months and then we can talk. And I said, well, no offense, doctor, but you don't know me. I am going to be home next week. And a week to that day, I was back home.
Wow.
And so what I did after I made it back home was I wrote down everything about the experience from when I had the seizures to when my brain swelling to going into the coma to, all the dreams I had to stuff that my family was experiencing during and then, the recovery process, etc. And so over the years, I turned that into a movie script. And then, like
Wow.
earlier this year, I had decided that I could make it with my cartoon characters because I've been making this cartoon called Jiu-Jitsu Monkey and Friends.
Oh.
And so then, like in August, I had another health scare where the doctor, who was a brand new doctor to me,
Hmm.
had no idea that I had seizures before. He had told me that based off of the blood work results that he got, there was a chance I could have seizures again. But he didn't say again. He just said I could have seizures. And
Hmm.
so that really like frightened me. And I was like, oh shit, like I need to get this film done in case I die because like, but I'm better now. I got my
Yes.
health under control, but like, and I'm not a religious person, but
Hmm.
I had like asked God, like the creator of the universe. I said, I will, um, I said, I will get this film created before the 10-year anniversary if you can just please give me my health back. And then I got medication, of course, so that helped a lot.
Hmm.
But, I truly believe that the positive thinking and also I started doing push ups again every day. And that was like another thing that I think really helped, my health improve.
Yes.
And yeah. So I'm working on creating that and it's almost finished. I I really wanted to get it done before the new year,
Hmm.
but like, life happens and
Yes.
there I would rather have it be of good quality as opposed to, have it
Just
be something
rushed.
that's just done.
Yes.
Um and we're on like the third draft of it right now of the final version and there's a couple things still I'm going to add into it to make it like just a little smoother, better and give a better overall idea of the story.
Yes.
But once it's done, it's gonna go onto Prime Video eventually. There's a step before it. It needs to like go through, I guess. I don't even know what the word aggregator means, but it's like an in-between company. From what I understand, it's like an in-between company
Hmm.
that will get it onto Prime Video for me and do the negotiations, etc. And
Okay.
then they collect a percentage. So it's like it would be like a company that's like an agent, is what I'm understanding from it.
So like a
But
third party.
like a third party, yeah.
Yeah.
But they probably, yeah, Yeah, probably a third party. They probably don't work for Amazon. They're probably not owned by Amazon. They're probably their own separate
Hmm.
entity, and they just work with Amazon a lot. Um, yeah. So that's the work in progress, and it's called Coma Dreams. A coma is just a comma in your life.
And do you have any like content already made for it to like
Yeah,
promote it?
I'm 77 minutes created so far.
Ooh.
Um, yeah, and it's all in cartoon. But like the issue is that when I created it, I use AI to be 100% honest to create the
Hmm.
images and create the make it talk and make the characters move,
Yeah.
etc. You know, so it's not like I just tap a button and then the whole film's fucking created. A lot of people seem to think that, but it's like I'm literally creating each scene individually, each six
Yes.
second part at a time. And then putting it all together to make it work. But the issue is that because I was just moving quickly with it just to get the ideas out, I definitely sped along with the creation of the images
Hmm.
more than I should have, and I should have focused more on the quality because now I have like a lot of parts that I want to just overlay a new image onto
Hmm.
because I need to make the characters look more consistent throughout the film. And yeah, so but once they look a little more consistent in some of the spots,
Hmm.
because it's only my character that really looks off. Because obviously you can see I'm not black, but my character's black, and
That's not a bad thing.
yeah, it's not, but it's like that was just ChatGPT doing it. And then I would try to make him white, and then he'd be like ghost white, and then it's like, all right, just
Oh
keep me
yeah.
black, just keep me black, then I don't care. And you know, there was no in between really. It was like make
You
him
either
a
get
little
this or you get
lighter.
this.
Yeah, it's like make him a little bit lighter, and then he's like literally a ghost, and I'm like, all right, never mind.
Oh man,
Um,
you could never win.
yeah. So I figured, what? I don't mind being black. If people are okay with it, I'll do it. And yeah. So he's gonna need to remain the same basic, consistent
Hmm.
appearance throughout, though. And so the issue is like, there's some shots where he looks like he's half man, half pig, and I tried to like I added a part in where I said Coach looks different all throughout the film because I want him to be able to relate to everybody and be able to be the coach for all. And then I said, I'm half man, half monkey, half bear pig, kind of like man bear pig. Um, but but I don't think that's gonna work well enough because it's so far into the film that I explain it. And
I don't know. You might have something with the name. You
I
might have
might
something with that name might go viral.
monkey man bear pig.
Yes.
Um, And yeah, and then at the beginning of the film, the very intro line, one of the intro lines, the commentator guy. So in the cartoon, I have this one character named Jeremy who's a
Hmm.
commentator, and he just like breaks the fourth wall and explains to the audience about what's going on, and kind of like gives commentary like an
Yeah.
announcer, and then we'll do interviews with the different other characters,
Yeah.
etc. So he's like the voice of the movie, but his one of his intro lines is about the movie, saying it's raw, it's messy, and sometimes it's downright ridiculous, but isn't that what life's all about? And so
Yes.
I added that part in because I figured that would give a blanket statement towards the like inconsistencies that might arise. And unfortunately, it doesn't work well enough. I had my friend. I gave it to my friend to watch, and he watched it with his kids. And I guess his kids noticed the difference in the appearance of the character,
Hmm.
and so you know, that's really what I need to fix is make it so it's so that way if people aren't understanding that I'm trying to make it something where it doesn't have to be perfect, it's just
Yes.
it's just out. I need to try to make it a little more perfect because it's not gonna be understood, unfortunately.
Do you feel like you can do like a trilogy with it?
I think I would like to do a Coma Dreams 2, and I already had the idea of what that would be.
Mm.
Because another friend of mine had told me, and he was supposed to be in the film initially. He had told me about how one of his kids actually is having a health scare and potentially needs to go into a coma. And so in my mind, like at first, before even thinking to say to him like, "Oh shit, I'm sorry you're going through that," the first thing in my mind was, "Oh shit, that's Coma Dreams 2 now." And like, and so I told him that I would want to do that if he was interested. And I think he was interested, but then he didn't do his lines for this film, so I just kind of wrote his character out. But we'll see what happens on the
Yeah,
next
yeah,
one.
yeah. Moving forward in the future,
Yeah.
yeah, anything can happen.
Yeah, anything can happen. But I figured that would be a good, like, a way to kind of take real life and turn it into a movie.
Yes.
And but yeah, I think that Coma Dreams 2 is definitely a possibility, and then a Coma Dreams 3 as well. But the other idea I had for a Coma Dreams 2 is one of the characters in it is Queen Jezzy, and that's like my character's love interest. And she's based off of my real celebrity crush, and her name is Jeslyn Michelle, and she's a pro fighter, and she's done pro wrestling as well.
Okay.
And so I met her back like 2020, 2021, something like that, at a PFL event, which is like a major MMA organization. It's like right now they're the number 2 promotion in the world, PFL. And so she was fighting on that card, and then one of my friends who I was cornering was fighting on that card, and that was when I ended up meeting her. And then we just stayed in touch over the last few years, and I told her I wanted to create this cartoon character based off of her for my show, and she was interested, and she's been doing the lines for her. And
wow.
So like that was a thrill for me. Yeah. So anyways, what I have in mind for the next film to like branch off of this would be with my character and her character winning tag team championships in wrestling. And
that would be dope.
So yeah, that might be in the works in the future, but I don't know yet what I don't know yet what I'm going to do. I know I need to get this one finished first, and then I can move on to the next project. But what I know is going to spin off from this is another show called Hide and Coach, because one of the characters is named Hyde the hyena. And so it's kind of like hide and seek. I'm taking Hide and Coach as the name of the show.
That's fire. I like that.
And so we're going to be trapped in a video game on different levels each episode, and we're going to be leveling up, which is like his segment that he'll do videos on is leveling up with Hyde. Okay. And I'm going to make sure to share one of my story after this is over, now that it comes to mind. But anyways, so we're going to be kind of leveling up through these different levels in the video game. That's dope. The goal is like we're bringing hope to the people who are hopeless. And so that way it's like we're inspiring messages of hope. And I just think it can be a lot easier because it's going to be 7-minute episodes instead of doing a whole 90-minute film or 80-minute film or whatever it's going to end up becoming. So yeah, that's going to be a lot easier to fix, to work with, to create quickly. Definitely. And can definitely get like an episode a week out. And but yeah, what I really want to be doing is creating cartoons as well as doing podcasts, because I think there's a lot more potential with that than almost anything else I've done in my life. And I think that like when I started learning how to do animation cartoons, it was because I had an interest in creating something. I didn't know how to do it. And I asked everybody I knew that did video editing if they knew how to do animation. And none of them had any clue how to even start. Wow. So I was like, okay, that means to me that there's going to be other people who need that, but don't have the people to do it. So if I can be that person that knows how to do it, then I can stand out amongst all these video editors. And then on top of that, I can create stuff for myself. And so yeah, that's what I've been working on doing a lot more over the last couple years. And actually, I started learning a couple years ago. So over the past year, has been getting a lot more consistent and better. Um, but I'm still like not exactly where I want it to be yet. But
Mm.
it is going to continue to improve and get better. And the technology is just like
It
insane.
gets advanced all the time.
Yeah. And you know, like Grok, imagine. I don't know if you know what Grok is, but it's like ChatGPT, except
Mm-hmm.
it's owned by Elon.
I know.
And
Yeah.
and so like people can say whatever they want about Elon. He is saving me thousands of fucking dollars on creating this film. So you know what? Whatever. I love him.
As
All
long as
right.
you get to save money on it, you're good.
Yeah. Yeah. Because in reality, if I was to use the tools that existed before Grok to try to create this, it would either be lesser quality or it would cost me like probably $10,000. And I'm like maybe $1,000 into this project since I started in August. Since I restarted in August, because I
Of last
did
year?
start back in this year,
Oh, this year?
like 2-3 months ago. When I don't even know what month we're on. No, wait.
Yeah,
Yeah,
last year,
2025, because
2025.
we're in a new year. You're right. You're right. Last year, 2025. Yeah. So like less than 6 months ago. Um,
It was dope.
and so I'm maybe like $1,000 into it, which isn't bad. And most of that was in the beginning of the, because I was using this program called VO3, which
Mm-hmm.
makes the cartoons talk and move and stuff like that. And that's owned by Google. And so that would cost a lot to be able to get the credits and whatever to use.
Yes.
And it was like 50 cents for every 7 seconds or some shit like that. But I was trying to only use it for the stuff that really needed it.
Yeah, it really
you know?
mattered.
Yeah, to try to be more cost effective and whatever. But I probably sunk a good like 600 of it into that. And, it is what it is. And I still
Yeah.
have like $400 worth of credits that I can use, but I don't think I'm going to use them because Grok is just so much more efficient. And then,
It's just, yeah.
yeah. And then there's another thing that's called Sora that creates videos. And that's pretty good too if it can keep
Sora.
like character consistency. Sora. And with that, I've actually been working on creating another cartoon, and
Mm-hmm.
I'm doing this one without like really caring about the voiceovers, and just doing whatever
Mm-hmm.
AI creates. And that's called Ketchup and Kyle. And so that one I will send you as well. In fact, I'm actually going to
Mm-hmm.
put it into the episode here. And this will be the debut episode for Ketchup and Kyle. All
Yeah.
right. And then I want to start creating more and more episodes every week. And every other week would be fine too, even if I get a couple a month, but I know that this has a lot of potential because
Mm-hmm.
I showed this first episode to people and they were like loving it.
Really?
And even people who hate AI and tell me they hate me because I use AI, were like, I love this. And it's like, all right, cool. So that means it's onto something. And I know that people hating AI and hating me for using AI is just a temporary thing.
That's
You
one
know,
thing we got to stop doing, people. We got to stop hating on people for, being creative.
for using technology.
You're right. Like,
know?
that's what it's there for.
Exactly. And like realistically, if I were to try to create it on my own, it wouldn't be feasible at all without using this technology. It would not be feasible. It like whether it's in cartoon form or like actual people and like,
Yeah.
whatever, it would not be feasible for the position I'm at because that would cost thousands of fucking dollars. And like I don't even think 10,000 would be enough at that point if I was
No,
doing
you
actual
definitely need
humans,
that.
because you got to get like the scenes, you got to get the people, and
Mm-hmm.
and then they now have to take time off of their jobs, and it's like, and then travel to wherever the fuck I'm filming it, and it's just,
It's a
it
lot.
sounds like
It's a
way too
lot.
much of a headache, and to create it with cartoons just seemed so much easier, and it seemed like it gave the cartoon I already had, it gives it more like existence and more potential for
Mm-hmm.
what it can become and what the characters can do, et cetera, et cetera. And So yeah. So I've stumbled, into this little niche, and I think there's something to it. But Ketchup
Definitely,
and Kyle,
definitely,
I think you'll like.
definitely. I want to definitely tune into it definitely after this because that sounds dope.
Yeah, yeah. So that I'll tell you the inspiration behind that.
Mm,
So I have an overnight job at Amazon
mm-hmm.
where I work at a fulfillment center, and it's not what I want to do, but it pays the bills and it allows me to, do other
Dude,
shit on
yeah.
the side as well. So, I can't really complain too much. And, truthfully, I need Amazon to get this film to exist.
Mm-hmm.
Even though it's a separate department at Amazon, it's still Amazon. And, you know, so anyways, while I'm there was this guy who one day had told me a story about his kids eating all this ketchup and whatever, whatever. And we have only had that one conversation. And so in my head, I've been calling him ketchup. And like I haven't called him that in person because like we don't talk, but
Yeah.
in my head he's ketchup. And then there was another guy that I don't know why, but in my head I decided to call him Kyle. And, again, we don't talk. So it's just a guy I pass by all the time. And so there was a day where I then saw Ketchup and then Kyle. And then I was like, oh, Ketchup and Kyle. And then in my head, I was like, ooh, that's actually a cool name for a show.
Ketchup and Kyle. That's tough.
And then I remembered this guy who I used to work with named Kyle
Mm-hmm.
when I used to be a carny where I would go to different fairs and festivals and we would sell smoothies and chocolate covered cheesecakes. And the guy who had gotten me that job was this wook that I met at a music festival named
Mm-hmm.
Kyle. And so every time, like almost every day he would do something that would make the owners, the bosses, be like, damn it, Kyle, or make somebody else say, damn it, Kyle. And so that became the catchphrase for ketchup in Ketchup and Kyle.
Damn
So
it, Kyle.
Kyle is always going to be fucking things up at the festival and trying out new ideas and whatever, but he's going to bring life to the show. And, and then Ketchup is going to be the responsible one, and he's going to be like, damn it, Kyle.
That sort of kind of reminds me of like a oh my god, you killed Kitty.
Yeah, exactly. And then so I'm gonna have another character that's in it that's kind of like Towley, except he's gonna be called Swede for Superweed. And so he's gonna be like, give guidance, and somehow he's gonna be their boss.
Mm-hmm.
The boss of Ketchup and Kyle. And I don't know how that's gonna work out yet. I don't think it ever really needs to make sense because it's just gonna be a trippy thing that they're always at music festivals and events and trying new ideas. And I think
I would tune into that on Adult Swim every day at 8 p.m. Swear to God.
yeah, exactly. Adult
Ketchup and
Swim.
Kyle.
Adult Swim. Ketchup and Kyle coming to Adult Swim soon.
Right, there you
Um,
go.
yeah, but I think it's all coming together, and I
Mhm.
think there's a lot of potential with it, and it allows me to get more creative ideas out, and it
Yes.
allows me to take more from reality and replicate it in a
Hmm.
much easier way than if I were to try to create it with just people, you
Right.
know. So yeah, but what about you? Do you have any creative spark like that outside of wrestling? Do you create?
Oh man, I do video editing.
Okay,
I actually created my own cartoon a couple of years
nice.
back.
What was it
Um,
called?
I didn't really name it yet. It was more like an anime because I grew up on anime, like
Okay,
Naruto, Tokyo Ghoul, My Hero, all of those animes. I just kind of like pretty much took the concept and made it into my own anime, like an African American anime.
okay.
So I had this one character that was like me itself in general. Or was it like called like my actual name? But it was definitely like you could tell the resemblance.
Resembling you. Okay.
Yes, but he had blue eyes, and he had one blue eye, one red eye, so like kind of like a Sharingan and kind of like a Byakugan.
Yep.
And what he can do is like he can control like fire and water. So it's
Okay.
like he was the bridge of that element. And then like he had like a whole bunch of other people behind him, like I don't know, I just made different characters within that, and I wanted to make it into an anime. I was just doodling on a tablet at one point, and then everything just kind of just got wiped out. So
Okay.
that idea got put to rest. But definitely still have dreams of doing that, creating my own anime.
Let's
What
work
I,
on that. Let's
hmm
work on it. I
Yeah,
think I
no,
can help you to
definitely,
make that happen. And
definitely. Let's
I
do
think we
that.
can even start with like a mini episode crossover kind of thing where
Yes.
some of your characters come in to meet my characters. And so I can't say that I'm, interested in anime, but because I haven't really watched it, but it's
hmm
more so because I'm afraid I'll get addicted to it.
Oh yeah,
And
you bro.
yeah,
Oh, yeah.
and like I have had countless people tell me that my cartoons are anime. And I'm like, I don't understand how, but it is, apparently. Jujutsu Monkey and Friends.
I,
And
it sounds like an
so
anime.
yeah. And it's like, well, it's animation. I mean, is that what you mean by anime? And they're like, no, like it's legit, like that style and everything, and
hmm
the way you're trying to tell these stories, and it's
It's
just
anime.
okay. Huh. So
Every
it's
story that you've
really
told me so far kind of reminded me of like an anime.
okay. All right, cool. Cool. So it must be on that track then.
Yes,
Um,
definitely.
and it's pretty miraculous that it evolved into that without me ever watching anime.
hmm
And like I'm aware what Naruto is. I don't know much about it at all. In fact, I know nothing about it aside from there's a character named Naruto, and he probably fights battles. But like aside from that, I know nothing. And that's probably the only anime that I know of that I'm aware of. Um,
I'll tell you what.
yeah.
The main thing to really know about Naruto is the fact that he was an orphan. He was an
Okay.
orphan child. Parents sacrificed their lives to save the village that they lived in. His father was the fourth Hokage. His mother was one of the brightest Kunuchis in the village. When they had died, eventually moving in to like Naruto being like probably like 11 or 12, the whole village hated him. Like, imagine like being in your city and you didn't do nothing to nobody, but
Yeah.
everybody's like telling you you're a piece of shit, you should die. It's like,
Mm,
wow, are you serious? Like, and you telling this to a child. So
yeah.
like, the grasp of Naruto wasn't really in like the battles or like the action in it. It was more the meaning of the story of him having to overcome so much at a young age to becoming the most respected man in his village. And then
Mm,
his kid becoming the most respectable shinobis in the village too. So it's just like
okay.
that generation right there.
Okay. All right. All right. So his character developing and getting,
hmm
more confident in himself probably and
What?
doing more for the world, I imagine.
So Naruto was like, he was a menace. Like
Okay.
Naruto, yeah, he wasn't like, when he was growing up, he wasn't a good child at all. Like the village hated him, so like he didn't hate the village back, but like he definitely like terrorized them. So like imagine like the president's face is on a wall and
Yeah.
then you just come out of nowhere and just start spray painting them for no reason at all, just like I hate you, I hate you, I hate you,
Okay.
I don't know none of you. And then
So
like the
why do we
vision,
hate why do we root for the villain then?
what the villain,
Isn't he the villain then?
Naruto.
Yeah, if he's doing
No,
stuff like
no,
that.
Naruto's the hero. So the villain would to understand the villain, you would have to watch the anime because there's multiple villains, but the
Okay.
multiple villains lead up to the main villain who controlled the whole entire thing the whole time. So it's like one of
Okay.
those animes that you have to grow up with. Like once
Mm,
you see Naruto at a young age, and then you see him in your adult age, and you're in your adult age, you literally grew up with this character. So that's the
okay. Okay. But you were saying he wasn't a good person in the beginning.
well, yeah, in the beginning. So like as a child, you know how like a child
Yeah.
act out. So
Yep.
as a child, he would act out. It wasn't until like he started gaining relationships within the village with his sensei, his the people within his squads. So like that Sasuke, Sakura. Then you have people in his class, like his classmates. So like all those people who generally doubted Naruto, and in each fight, Naruto would just like save all of them. Would
Mhm.
just with no intention of winning. Naruto would just go ahead and do it. Like he'll just be like, all right, I don't know if I'm gonna win, but I'm gonna win, and
Mm.
he'll just win. and then people
Okay.
would just keep respecting him for it. So
Being
after a
fearless.
while, yeah, he was fearless. So after a
Mm.
while, people kind of like, all right, we like him, we love him, and then it wasn't until he saved the village that everybody started to see him as like a top tier shinobi. So when that all that
Okay.
happened, like it became like a life changing thing for the fans, I guess in a way, because like now they see Naruto as like this character who was rambunctious and to a character who was well respected. So it just goes to show you like life can throw everything at you, but then if you keep on the same path and don't change yourself, but then if you're gonna change, you're gonna progress in a positive way, then the outcome is gonna be more better than what you ever expected when you first started the journey.
Okay. So it sounds like it's inspiring people to
Mm-hmm.
make better decisions and better choices and
Yes.
okay. All right. So
All while like people are just dying everywhere. So
right. Okay. Huh. So that does sound like a lot of similarities to kind of the direction I'm going in, which is good. That means I'm probably on the right path.
you're on the right
Um,
path. I'm telling you, man, you're on the right
yeah,
path.
yeah. Thank you. So what was your character's name? The one that you created? You just said you didn't have a name for the show, but did you have a name for the character?
Kenji.
Kenji.
Yes.
Kenji.
It had to come to me, but Kenji.
Okay.
I didn't have a last name for him. I just called him Kenji. I don't know
Yeah,
why.
I
That
get
was
it.
it was my wrestling name.
Okay.
When I first became like when I first came into the business, like everybody was like, "Oh, you gotta get a character. You gotta get a character." I'm just like, And at the time, like the word Riz wasn't really a word, so I was like, "All right, Kenji," because I'm a fan of anime. But
Yeah.
then, like, when people couldn't remember Kenji or Ken, or like, like it would be weird for like an African American guy to have a name named Kenji. So I was like, all right,
Mm,
let me switch it out. And then I ended up changing the name to Riz, my wrestling name to Riz, and then Kenji into the character.
okay. Okay. Gotcha.
Yeah, I'm gonna send you. I think
Yeah.
I got a sketch of it. I'm gonna send you a sketch of him.
Okay, cool. We'll add them in. I'll
Yes,
add it in right here. And yeah, that's more to remind myself later. So that add it on screen at this part.
yes,
Um, but yeah, all right, cool. And then we can work on creating a crossover episode with Jiu-Jitsu Monkey and friends.
dope.
And yeah, we'll make something fun. Make something fun.
That would be dope. I'm telling you. I'm telling y'all. Adult Swim, 8 p.m.
Yep.
You can
Catch up with
catch us.
Kyle. Yep.
Kyle and catch up.
Yep. Tune in Sunday nights.
Sunday night.
Yeah. I don't even know how I would get it onto Adult Swim yet. I don't know.
I
I
feel
mean,
like it would
obviously
just
I
be a
would
hot
create more
commodity.
of it, but
I
like,
mean, you have a professional wrestler and a podcaster who's making a cartoon together. I mean, like, you can't
yeah,
beat that. That's
that's true.
creativity at its finest.
That's true. That's true. So do you want your character in Catch Up and Kyle, or do you want your character in Jiu-Jitsu Monkey and Friends?
We can do both.
We can do both. All right.
Like Steven
Sounds good.
Universe.
Sounds good. Sounds good. And then when I develop Hide and Coach, then we can get you in on that as well. And
Mm.
then now your universe is now coincided with mine. You
Yep,
know,
there we
all
go.
three of mine, all three of my universes.
Universes add one. Multiverse.
Yes, the multiverse. Yes,
Multiverse.
yes, the multiverse. I love it. Cool. All right. Do you? So let's get into some non-wrestling related questions.
Yeah.
Which I guess has actually been most of this podcast. If you could only eat one meal a day, any meal you want for the rest of your life, you can have as much of it as you want. What would it be?
Like a meal?
Any meal.
Does it have to be a meal? Can it be like one thing?
It'd be one thing. Yeah, that's fine.
Bacon, egg, and cheese.
Bacon, egg, and
Definitely.
cheese. Okay.
Bacon, egg, and cheese.
All right. All day, every day.
Every day, mornings, nights, overnights, bacon, egg, and cheese.
Okay. All right. All right. I'm gonna probably eat a sausage, egg, and cheese today. I think is my goal.
They're good too.
Yeah, but yeah, but not yet. Not yet. I'm still drinking coffee. You know?
I just gotta take a coffee.
Still gotta drink coffee. Yeah.
Black or like cream and sugar?
Oh, it's light. It's light and sweet. Light and
Light and
sweet.
sweet. There you
Light
go.
and
That's the
sweet.
way to go.
Yeah. And one of the things that's going to come out of my film Coma Dreams is like, because it's all being told in the perspective of flashbacks and with and through like a podcast setting actually. So it's like multiple podcasts with my coach character, and then different characters from the show, from the film. And so because it's that, I decided to add in a commercial break. And so there's going to be Coach's Caramel Coffee. And so I found this business that's going to create a Coach's Caramel Coffee. And so I made this whole ad in my film for Coach's Caramel Coffee. And they stopped responding about 3 days ago. So I'm really hoping that they don't let me down and like let me make the film with this freaking ad in it, and then just be like, oh yeah, no, we can't do that.
Your coffee would be the ramen of this age, okay?
Yeah. And so I have that one, and then a couple other businesses that I've done the same concept for. There's the Coach Zone, which is like a calzone, and so like and this one I don't know is going to actually be created or not yet, because there's still like, because it's a franchise. So I imagine there's going to be some more hurdles to jump through. I basically just created a picture and then told my contact at the location I'd created content for in the past. And I told him that in my film, I'm going to be doing an ad for the Coach Zone. I didn't send him the ad, and I'm kind of hesitant about it because I don't want him to say no. But I'm hoping that if this gets enough traction, that people will be going into the different locations of DP Dough that don't know of me yet and asking for the Coach Zone. That's what I'm hoping. And then if enough people ask for the Coach Zone, they'll end up creating it, and then I can get some royalties off of that.
That would be dope.
But it's like they have like 80 locations across the U.S., so I feel like it's probably easier to just like put it in as a joke, and as just like thinking that the best case scenario is it's another like promotional ad for Coach to make him seem like a bigger name than he is within the film.
But it keeps everything together though.
Yeah, and then it also like ties in my other universes, because I've created a show for DP Dough called the DP Dough Show, and so they have two characters, DP Dough Man, which is voiced by the guy that's my contact at the location I work with, and then the other character is Cal the Calzone, and so it's a talking calzone, and so yeah, and I see a lot of potential with that, and there's like other minor characters, supporting characters that I've created for it, but like none of them are recurring yet, and but anyway, yeah, so that is something I want to be able to do, is have different products and stuff like that that are like Coach themed,
If you could pick one of your characters for like a Fortnite cameo, which one would it be?
It would have to be Coach, would be the easiest.
Coach?
Just because it's me.
Coach in Fortnite.
Just because it's my character, And it's just the easiest all around to put him into anything. No matter what it is, because he's just going to fit the mold,
Yes.
And if he can't, he'll find a way to. And
if there's a will, there's a way.
There's a will, there's a way. Exactly.
That's a good idea.
And then worst case scenario, if it doesn't exist as an actual product, it at least exists as a concept, and that is something that I can use to show to other companies and be like, hey, this is something that I'd like to be able to do with yours. And, it'll eventually all work out. But if I can get like 10 or 30, 100 different products of different companies, then, I think it'll all just like really work out. And, and then I now will have 100 companies that are posting my content with my characters. And, it's just all going to tie in together, and it's all adding up.
The future looks bright.
Yeah.
The future looks bright.
Yeah, future looks bright for sure. So yeah, but I gotta start getting ready for my day. I'm realizing what time we're at right now.
Yeah, me too. I've been on here for a while.
So, do you have anything else you want to share with the audience before we go?
Oh no, man. Honestly, just it's an honor to be on a podcast. Thank you guys for having me. I hope you guys enjoyed every single aspect of the moments that we had on here, and hopefully you guys get to watch me and see me soon.
Of course. And I'll tell you, I'm glad that we did today.
Mhm.
I enjoyed it. And I think this is only the third podcast I've done this year, but it's definitely my favorite one so far.
Yeah.
So you got that going. And nothing
There
against
we
the
go.
other guests, you know, because they were awesome too in their own ways.
Yes.
I just feel like this one, I connected more, you know, and I
The
feel
aura,
like,
man. I'm telling you,
you know,
TKO Dean is the aura.
TKO Dean, yeah. TKO Dean. Awesome. All right. So thank you for joining today. And
Of course.
we'll definitely do another episode in the future. We'll
Yes.
definitely do some crossovers. And then I'm going to send you Ketchup and Kyle right now.
I'm gonna send you mine too, definitely.
Perfect. I'll check it out.
All right, man.
Awesome. Enjoy your day. Thank you.
too.
All right. Bye. I hope you enjoyed that episode, and I hope that you enjoyed this, the premiere of Ketchup and Kyle.
And if there's trouble at the festival, yeah, you know you'll find Ketchup and Kyle.
You ever notice how tents look like little mountains?
I'm stuck next to you all day, man, and not one person has hailed your so-called human taxi. You're not even a taxi.
Destinations may vary, bro.
Bro, my legs are kind of noodles right now, man.
Left toward the main stage, maestro.
Main stage. I thought we were heading to the falafel stand.
Man, the ground's same person.
Maybe not.
I thought you were supposed to be carrying me. Kyle, breathe. You're carrying fear, not a friend.
He's talking, and he's made of broccoli?
Not broccoli and not your chauffeur. Get a grip, Kyle. Damn it, Kyle! Turn around!
Bro, you are crushing it. Don't stop.
Kyle, you're scaring the meditators! The taco dragon is real! Wait, Kyle, stop running! It's breathing fire at me! Why is everyone so heavy today?
This is the best workout ever.
These people are shape-shifting! Oh man, the grass is breathing! The grass is breathing! Oh man, oh man, oh man, oh man, it's right behind us!
You can't escape me, meatbags.
Faster, we're escaping the ketchup! Damn it, Kyle! You crushed the entire stack!
Sorry, which Kyle am I?
The only one ruining my samples!
Oh, okay, cool.
They're rolling through the chaos. Lost shoes, lost minds. If there's trouble at the festival, yeah, you know you'll find it. Rolling through the chaos. Lost shoes, lost mind. If there's trouble at the festival, yeah, you know you'll find Ketchup. This was a mistake. And Kyle. It'll work out, probably.
Use my catchphrases to escape life's matrix. Flip wild conversations, watch the whole room shapeshift. Coach in the chair, dropping wisdom that's weightless. Using my catchphrases to escape life's matrix. I wasn't ready, but here we are. 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 I wasn't ready, but here we are. That's the bar when a guest hits you with a story from somewhere bizarre. Like, coach, I took a title fight while sitting in my car. Lean back slow, I wasn't ready, but here we are. Here we are, here we are, here we are. You validate the moment, make the guest feel seen. Audience feel safe, cause you say what they mean. Real talk mixed with jokes, clean in between. Edutainment in the pocket like a well-oiled Using my catchphrases to escape life's matrix. Flip wild conversations, watch the whole room shapeshift. Coach in the chair, dropping wisdom that's weightless. Using my catchphrases to escape life's matrix. I feel like we skipped about 12 chapters. 12 chapters, 12 chapters, 12 chapters. I feel like we skipped about 12 chapters. That's the line when a guest starts talking like you should already read their mind. Coach, so anyway, I'm running through a hallway dressed as a ninja. This time I tap the brakes like, hold on, we skipped 12 chapters. Rewind. 12 chapters. Rewind. Not roasting, just coasting, keeping clarity tight. Let the audience breathe, keep the pacing right. Guest resets, opens up, shines bright. Now the story got structure and the jokes take
Using my catchphrases to escape life's matrix. Flip wild conversations, watch the whole room shapeshift. Coach in the chair, dropping wisdom that's weightless. Using my catchphrases to escape life's matrix.
A coma is just a comma, your life, right?
Karma in your life, in your life, in your life, in your life.
A coma is just a comma, your life, right? That's the creed. When a guest hits pain, when they hurt, when they bleed. Coach, I lost that fight, felt like I failed, couldn't lead. I lean in soft, that's just a comma, not the end of your speed. Comma in your life, not the end, not the end, not the humor to heart. Let emotion land clean, turn a setback to a setup for what's yet unseen. Audience leans closer, feeling that dream. Coach brings hope like a cinematic
Uber my catchphrases to escape life's matrix. Flip wild conversations, watch the whole room shapeshift. Coach in the chair, dropping wisdom that's weightless. Using my catchphrases to escape life's matrix. Yo, why's my brain still humming? No time, if I lose this, I'm done. Where's the booth? Move! Yeah. I'm like, please, any beat, just go. Dream left a melody that won't let go. Coma dream visions got my thoughts in a choke. Now I'm sprinting to the mic like I'm chasing a joke. I'm like, please, don't you fade on me. Universe talking in a strange degree. I've been trapped in my head for eternity, but the dream said, coach, let the real you free. Laid out, staring at the ceiling of a tent. Mind bent, ego spent, third eye paid rent. Saw myself fighting myself in a wild event, arguing over what coach really represents. Coma dreams had me meet my inner critic. Dude, petty as hell, low-key analytic. Call my whole persona basically a gimmick, then shrug like fine, at least you still win it. Then boom, the dream hit like a cheat code drop. Heard a rhythm in my chest that would not stop. Woke up sprinting through the dirt with a half-formed thought, trying to catch inspiration for the whole thing. Rots bust through the studio, flap like a frantic raccoon. Voice cracking like puberty hitting too soon. Engineer startled, I'm like, yo, hit it, we ain't got room. Then yell the line exactly like in the show. Hey, record right now, please go. Where'd beat go? Go! I'm like, please, any beat, just go. Dream left a melody that won't let go. Coma dream visions got my thoughts in a choke. Now I'm spitting in the booth, yelling it's a joke. I'm like, please, don't you fade on me. I've been trying to find a line between fear and free. Thought spirals trying to steal my identity, but the dream said, coach, rewrite your memory. It's a joke how I dodge my potential like smoke. Skipping open doors till the hinges broke. It's a joke how I choke when the moment invokes. Then the dream hit different like, bro, you woke. It's a joke. It's a joke. I've been drowning in doubt like a carnival dunk tank. Saying trust me when my trust blank. Trying to paint perfect, same brush, same paint. But perfection ain't real, that's a lie we inflate. All my fears lined up in the dream like a rose. Talking trash like he's not coming back. Do the most and the punchline drop like a heavenly ghost. The only thing blocking me was me being the host. So I snapped, let the bars drip raw, unplanned. No ego in the booth, trying to micro me and man. Heart finally speaking, took the job in hand. I became who I've been trying to brand. It's a joke. Double time, flow, look, overthink, overbuild, overanalyze. Turning every little fear into oversize. Brain sprinting through a million different alibis. Till the dream slap back like minimize. Ego talk big, but it paralyzed. Had me looping every doubt like it's televised. But the moment that I realized all the lies vaporized. Now the real me re-energized. Coma dream show me who I never recognized. Why sabotage, why strategize. Why chase validation like a prize. And why the best damn bars come improvised. So now I ain't holding back, I ain't scrolling back. I ain't trying to keep my soul intact. I just wrote the track with a holy smack. Dream tapped in like bro, wait. So now move, not with fear, not force routines, but trust in the heart of what the vision means. No analyzing every crack behind the scenes. I just build, I just breathe, I just make coma dreams. Breathe in, breathe out. Talking to myself like I'm infinite sad, but it works though. Every time I relax, I unwrap a new spark, a new part of my heart that was trapped in the dark, dark, dark. I'm like, please, chord any beat, just go. It's a joke. I'm like, please, chord any beat, just go. It's a joke. I'm like, message only I could know. Ego tried to block, but it moved too slow, so I let myself fall in the creative flow. I'm like, it's a joke, it's a joke. Thoughts turn clearer when you stop the plea. If the dream was a joke, then the punchline's key. I had the whole damn song inside of me. It's a joke, it's a joke. That moment, that script, that line. It's a joke, it's a joke, it's a joke. It's a joke, it's a joke, it's a joke. It's a joke, it's a joke, it's a joke. It's a joke, it's a joke, it's a joke.